Hey everybody, okay, we're pretty much halfway between Ottawa and Cornwall. This looks like an ugly basin, but it's a really nice, beautiful place. We're somewhere in Glengarry Dundas County. I forgot what it's called. I think it's the Glengarry Pioneer Museum. And it's really nice. Again, it's like the old days. Take a little tour.
Now, it was used as a general store for the area, and then in the 1860s, it was made into an inn.
Oh.
So we used to be the stagecoach style between Ottawa and Montreal.
Oh.
It would take you anywhere from 12 to 14 hours, and sometimes up to 20 hours to get here from Ottawa or Montreal, depending on the weather.
Okay.
Now, when you stopped at the inn, this area, of course, is the tavern and or the pub, and only men were allowed in the tavern or the pub.
Of course.
And male children.
Yeah.
The women used to have to, if you were lower class, you would sit in the kitchen
Really?
with the housemaker.
Okay.
On the other side of the kitchen is a dining room. And that dining room was for the upper class. So you would get the better cuts of meat, you would get the better bread, fresher bread,
okay.
and you would get the better drinks.
Figure.
Upstairs, there's 2 bedrooms on this side, a very large landing, and then there's the master bedroom at the very front. Now the master's bedroom, if you had enough money, he would give it up for the night, and he would take himself and the family and sleep in the kitchen.
Oh.
Because he wanted to make the money.
Yeah.
Now, if he could afford the 2 front bedrooms, they were one's a bit bigger than the other, so of course they were different prices. If you could afford those, grand. If not, and you didn't want to sleep in the stables with the cows, pigs, horses and chickens and our waste products, then you could buy a couple of floorboards for half a penny for the night.
Okay.
So when you look down, you can see the width of the boards, and you could rent 2 or 3 for half a penny.
Those little boards.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So upstairs, when you go, you'll see the floorboards up there, and you'll be able to fit about 16 people in the large area upstairs.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then after the stagecoach went null and void because people started getting their own cars, then it was reverted back to a general store, and then it became a private home, and then it became part of the museum, and the museum's curator used to live here all year round.
Oh.
And then about, I would say about the mid 70s to 80s, then they started opening it up as an inn. And we've just recently started opening it up as a pub for special events.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes, it is. And the nicest thing is, the women not being allowed in here. Of course, I'm a barmaid. And you wouldn't normally see a barmaid.
Oh, okay.
But in those days, if your husband died and he was the innkeeper, the wife could take over the bar. But she'd have to have, on the census form, either a brother, an uncle, a brother-in-law, somebody of the male persuasion that she trusted would be listed as the proprietor and owner. Yay! You're in the new world.
What do you have going? It smells lovely.
Good.
Apple cider.
You want some, Dad? You want
Yeah.
some? Okay,
Holly
lovely.
used to make it.
Yeah, Holly used to make, yeah, okay. Nicole, do you want?
No. Fresh made.
Dad, are you hungry? They have muffins? Because you haven't eaten. Any muffin?
He's got to have some of the apple bread.
Oh, have the apple bread. She says apple bread we have to have.
Apple cider. Free apple cider over there. And apple bread.
Apple bread. Yeah, apple bread.
Let's go upstairs.
Apple bread to go with your cider.
Eesh, tight. So this is what she was talking about, I guess.
to the railing, please.
It's pretty comfortable, actually. When you're, whoever washed your feet there, I should. Oh, this is lovely. I love it.
What does smell like? Really?
Apple cider.
Apple cider or smell?
And there's the English flag, British flag. And this must be the really big room. And this looks like my grandparents' place in Greece. Is that what do you call it? A weaver? That's for the rich kid. Let's see. It's a. This is for the poor one. The rich one is inside.
Huh? Can you pass behind me, please? Because you want to be on video. Sorry.
I'm taking a video.
Can you take it?
All right. That was this experience there. I'm just gonna go around here a little bit.
You can stay here with him till I'll just see what there is. If I put it on a bigger world, it is slick. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting the spinning going.
And it's starting to shower. I want to know where that's coming from so I can go take a look at. Oh, there. So down there they got the.
I'm packing my stuff up. You're welcome. I'm trying to upsell my friend's things.
All right. All right, so let's go down there and see what's happening. After we get through with this, what is this thing, you think? That's the church there, obviously. This is the actual museum. I'm just gonna go down there and come back. Everybody's waiting here for the next cannonball or whatever it is to be fired.
Basically, one practice. And the fifth day, because it ended up on the weekend, they extended it, and you can't do it. You can't find the lawyers. It smells bad, huh? Oof.
Oh my gosh!
You guys care that it's raining a little bit?
No. Scared. Oh no, no. Are they lighting it?
Not yet. They're still stuffing it. Owen, Shannon.
Come on, big bro. 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 Come on, bro. Bro. Oh, did you see that ring?
Cool.
Cool. They're cool. There's a water one.
Too smoky for you?
I'm not gonna go.
What's that smell?
I'm assuming whatever they're blowing.
Yeah, I wonder what that is.
Sulfur?
Oh yeah? Sulfur. Okay.
You could smell it more before it smelled really like the rotten egg sulfur.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Charcoal.
All right. Nothing dangerous. Okay, that's good.
No. I've read that stuff in for years.
Okay. These are part of the stagecoaches, I guess. I love this stuff. I just love this stuff, guys. I'm not talking a lot here because I'm just taking it all in. It's really nice. And there's no going back to Cornwall now because we're halfway to Ottawa pretty much. So.
I'm out of the way of the smoke.
Let's take a look. This is my favorite part. Are they ready? Is it going to go off now? I don't. It's every couple of minutes. They're stuffing it with that stuff there. All right. Oh, okay. I see. I think it's going off. That's cool.
I closed my eyes. That was scary. I closed my eyes. Wow. It's not scary. Close your eyes.
What about your ears? Your ears, no? Your ears? They're not the.
Most of the neighbors are like, we're under attack. Pretty sure the neighbors are used to it by now.
Captain of the 100. Yep. Section, steady up. Attention.
This is really cool, guys.
You might want to move because I'm going right there.
Oh, are you? I'm sorry.
No problem.
Oh, I don't want to be in your way.
Shoulder. Arms. Grenadiers, left oblique. Arch. Forward. Ready. Fire.
Oh, I love this.
Wheel. Arch. That's your turn. Arch. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a selection of the red-coated infantrymen from the War of 1812.
The War of 1812 and the red coats.
The fine-looking fellow on the right side is an officer of the 100th Regiment of Foot.
Let's go closer.
The march of the 100th Regiment is the facing color. This gentleman here is a private of the 100th Foot. You can also see that he's clearly marked with the 100 on his cross belt. The other soldiers, you can note the difference, the same as my uniform. We have green faced uniforms. And I'm a captain of the 49th Regiment of Foot. And you might be familiar with the 49th Regiment of Foot. They came to Upper Canada in 1803, and their colonel's name was Isaac Brock. Perhaps a few nods in there. Isaac Brock, quite a big statue named for him down in Queenston after a rather unfortunate engagement on his part. But clearly Isaac Brock is known today as the savior of Upper Canada.
Wish to present arms, sir?
Very good.
Grenadiers, picks, bayonets. Shoulder, arms. Present, arms.
So that's the salute that the soldiers would give. Under arms, the present arm by the private soldier presenting their arms. The officer again presents his sword and his gloved hand in a salute.
Shoulder, arms.
Captain, charge bayonet, please.
Yes, sir. Port, arms. Number elevate. Charge, bayonets.
So this is what you've probably seen before. This is how a bayonet charge would occur. Not in the same fashion, not at a mad dash or anything like that. The soldiers, when an officer felt he had an advantage, would charge bayonets. The bayonets would be attached and the soldiers would march in their very slow pace towards the enemy. This wouldn't have done anything usually unless the officer had an advantage in a lowered morale or heavy damages on the side of the enemy. And this is how the battlefield would have been settled in that time period.
Shoulder, arms.
Unfix the bayonets and we'll go to the field.
Yes, sir. Order, arms. Unfix, bayonets. Thank you, Sergeant. To the right about. As you were. Shoulder, arms. To the right about. Base. the ordinary. March!
No, the brown bess musket was highly inaccurate, as the Glengarry is referred to. It's a round ball bouncing down a hollow tube. So you're not going to hit the broadside of a barn with this weapon. So the most effective use was to train the men to load very rapidly, have them all point in the same direction, and fire at the same time. So what you've created is kind of like a large shotgun blast. So that's a much more effective way. Rifles were there, but you could fire 3 to 4 times a brown bess musket in the same time it took you to load and fire a rifle. The ball is a 75 caliber ball. It packs a wallop. And if you look at history of the War of 1812, most injuries, if it didn't kill you outright, you ended up losing your arm. The damage was so devastating from these. Bright colored uniforms, the British red, in Europe colors of the rainbow. And one of the reasons was you saw the amount of smoke involved in just one cannon. If you can imagine 20 cannon and several hundred men firing, everything is obscured by the black powder. So it's pretty important to see whose side you're shooting at. So that's another reason for the coloring. This type of warfare was very European. We're from Europe. This is a colony, so we're still learning. In the American Revolution, the British took a spanking because of this type of warfare. The Americans could never stand up to the British in this type of warfare until near the end of the war. So, to your point, we did have green troops, we did have light troops that fought as skirmishers. And most significant in the War of 1812, our native allies on the side of the British were a huge advantage that the British had over the Americans. They were our skirmishers, our light troops. But the ultimate battles, outside, they would be in the woods. They would be sniping from the woods at the enemy, looking for the brightest, prettiest uniforms. That would therefore disrupt the command. So the warfare, by our perspective, looks kind of silly, but there was a lot of reasoning for what they did back then. And
so how far would a bullet, like if I shot somebody at that time, would it kill him? How far was it range to death?
I probably couldn't hit a soldier if I aimed at him from here with the brown bess musket.
If a bullet hit him, would it kill him?
It probably would kill him. And if it hit him in the arm, it would probably take most of his arm off, thereby killing him as well.
One last bang. All right. Let's take a look at it now, up close.
While this is a hobby, we are still playing with guns. We're not firing any projectiles, but we are using black powder. So we do take consideration to do this as safely as possible, not only for the spectators, but for everyone who's working with the weapons.
Yeah.
When the equipment is placed on the wheels, that signals to the commander that the weapon is loaded and ready to fire. So we can tell that all three are loaded. Yep. Now our friends from the 1860s have the advantage of a different type of ignition. Is it a friction? So if you remember, think of a Christmas cracker, you know, the ones that snap. Very similar is what they're using here, whereas the other cannon are using the slow match. All right, if I could have your help here, this will be our last round, but I want you guys to help me on this. I want to see make ready and then fire. So, number one gun. I really need your help. Make ready!
Make ready!
Fire!
Fire!
Number two gun! Make ready!
Make ready!
Fire! Number three gun! Make ready!
Make ready!
Fire!
That was fun.
Have fun. Yeah, see. Why
Ladies
you
and
not
gentlemen,
see?
thank you for your interest.
It's sulfur inside.
Did you not see
One
the
more round.
second one?
Well, I guess that was it for that. All right, I think that was the last. Which guy? This guy inside. What is he doing?
Cleaning.
Oh. Okay, it's a weapon from 1812. Oh, the British flag. Love it.
How did you like being a gun?
These are the tents of the actors, quote unquote actors, I guess. It's a cool, sort of rainy, cloudy late September afternoon. It's really nice. All right, I think we'll go to the museum now.